Am I the butthole for not telling people my missing cousin is staying with me right away? It is the middle of the night, and my phone won't stop ringing because of my family. To try and keep this short, my cousin Jake got outed about 4 or 5 days before his 18th birthday in the summer. His parents, my aunt and uncle, made arrangements for him to be sent to one of those awful camps that claimed they could cure him. A kid in his community was forced to go and came back and was clearly not well, so Jake didn't want to go. Jake ran away from home, and jumped from one family house to another. His folks didn't file a missing person report because they didn't want to look bad to their neighbors. They just told them that he went to that camp willingly. He disappeared in the middle of October, and turned up in my city a week later. After making sure he was safe to bring home, my wife and I allowed him to stay. He didn't want me to tell the rest of the family for a while, because those people at the camp keep showing up to take him. I made sure to talk to a lawyer, who assured Jake that they cannot take him. 3 days ago, he told his parents he was here. A few hours later, those damn camp people showed up, but they were unable to take him. My family has been blowing up my phone for the last 2 days, angry that I didn't tell someone sooner. Well, Jake didn't feel safe yet, and still doesn't. I wanted to make sure he was ready. Still, even those that want to protect Jake is upset with me for hiding him. Am I the butthole for not telling anyone that he is here until he was ready? Edit. Wow, thank you all for the awards. I don't deserve them, but thanks. Since I am drinking coffee and slowly going through the comments, I thought I should say a few things. First off, while I figured I wasn't the off for hiding him from my more narrow-minded family, it was those that really wanted to help Jake that made me feel guilty. They were all scared out of their minds and wanted the peace to know he was okay. I felt bad for not telling them. Though I am sure they wouldn't have turned him in, I felt bad because we were working on keeping him safe. Also, we got a lawyer who got the police on the lookout for those camp people in case they try anything. Jake is not going out alone until we are sure he is safe. Third, we are looking on how to get his paperwork, like his birth certificate, here because no way he trusts his parents to just hand them over. My granny-in-law is talking to some people that could help. Fourth, Jake says hello and thank you. Oh, and we're Catholic, not Christian. We're our own special type of jackass. Edit once again. Okay, you're right about the Catholic/Christian thing. I was raised to split hairs, I apologize. NTA. But weird that you think you'd be a butthole for protecting him from those effed up conversion camps. Keep protecting him. Stick to it, man. Make sure he knows he is a safe place to stay with you. Family guilting you can be a weird and strong thing, but yeah, definitely NTA. Oh, that's true. I didn't even think of that part since I'm looking from an outside perspective. My bad, op. Just remember you're doing the right thing for your cousin by keeping him safe. I think the part that messed original post up the most was the guilt trips from family that wanted his cousin protected from the conversion camp people. When you have people who have the same view but are supportive of the opposition, it can really make a mess of your thought on right and wrong. Op, not the butthole. Yep, I think that's the part where he feel bad, but he has to remember that some people are naive and think that everything is going to be alright. When actually it's not true. You could want the best for somebody and it will still be horrible. I'm hoping that the mentality of the people saying original post should have said something sooner is rooted in legitimate concern for the safety of the child. My older brother ran away from home when he was about 14 or 15 and ended up in another state staying with a family friend for about a year. This friend told a couple of other people but not my mother. When she finally found out that her son was alive and well, she cut off everyone that knew and didn't at least let her know that he was safe. It's slightly different in that she didn't want him to go to conversion therapy or anything hideous like that. She just wanted him to stop using drugs and maybe go to therapy. I think original post is NTA. Can be difficult to find a way to say, hey, nephew is safe and sound, alive and well, but he'd rather not be kidnapped, so I won't tell you where he is. Especially under such extreme circumstances. And the more people that know a secret, the more likely it's going to get out. Sure, your relative is 100% on your side, but maybe spouse is a bit more wishy-washy. Or more susceptible to family pressure. Or spouse accidentally vents about another mouth to feed to their family/friend. This isn't the time to find out. There's been enough of those am I the butthole posts too. The same people who gave you everything for 18 years and possibly longer telling you your TA is a heavy hitter that can mess up your perspective. Could be indeed, especially if this is the family normal. But WTF are these camps? Sounds horrendous and abusive. Is this really the 21st century? Watch a movie called But I'm a Cheerleader if you want to understand what the camps are. There's also the Kidnap for Christ documentary. I barely got through it. The way the kids were treated and brainwashed made me see red. It's not exclusive to gay kids, but more troubled kids in general. And Jesus Camp, but I haven't seen that one edit. I've been informed Jesus Camp isn't a conversion camp documentary, but it's still worth watching, so I plan to do so when I've got some time. Jesus Camp is about the evangelical Bible school experience, and quite frankly it freaked me out because it was my childhood. Not a conversion camp documentary. Is that the one with the children like in tears while praying to their cult and the leader yelling at them about Harry Potter being a sinner? You're a sinner, Harry. Yep, that's Jesus Camp. They get beat and tortured, they might as well be waterboarded. Jesus Camp, as another commenter said, is not about conversion therapy, but it is an excellent documentary and I highly recommend it. It's a movie that upset me so much that I cried the first time I saw it, yet the subjects loved the film and thought it would bring more people into their cause. Religion is fine in moderation. I don't trust evangelicals specifically because they loathe moderation, and I worry how American culture is turning supply-side Jesus into being pro-violence. It's frankly terrifying, especially contrasted to Christians who don't engage in the parasitism and cult the Bible Belt is concerning Christ. But I'm a Cheerleader presents what I thought was either a satirical or more watered-down version of what conversion camps are, since most conversion camps have more physical abuse and torture. But yeah, good for a general idea. Yeah, but I'm a Cheerleader is a satirical version of conversion camps. The movie is actually classified as a comedy. Personally, I don't think I would recommend that movie to someone as a means to educate them on the subject. I've watched the movie several times and always get a laugh out of it, but other than a lesbian cheerleader getting sent to camp by her parents who don't agree with her being a lesbian, it really doesn't paint a good picture as to what really goes on in these camps. It majorly candy coats what these crap holes are really like. There are plenty of documentaries and true story movies out there that would be better suited at educating and opening people's eyes on conversion camps. There's also a South Park episode on this that has the high suicide rate as a running gag, which, yes, is on the nose and grim, but also shows what hellholes these places must be like. South Park likes to stay factual. That Mormon episode, surprisingly not wrong, smiley face. I prefer the Scientology episode. You know something is a cult when they have to flash Scientologists actually believe this on the screen while learning the basic beliefs because they're too outlandish to think it isn't satire. Definitely satirical and watered down. Or the miseducation of Cameron Post. That movie is amazing, and I wish more people watched it. Boy Erased is better. Biak is a bit too parody. Horrendous and abusive is putting it mildly. They basically take teens to some locked down, likely isolated location, then use torture and brainwashing to force them into conformity. Nobody ends up any less gay, though it does. Web link. Nobody ends up any less gay, though it does double the odds of attempting suicide. And to the child-abusing death cultists running the camps, suicides are a feature, not a bug. What's even more messed up is that they and the family who sent them there will claim that the kid died in sin and make it a pity party for the family. Not the only instance they do so, but it's still appalling. When my child came out, she asked, "You aren't going to send me to one of those pray the gay away places, are you?" It about broke my heart. Of course not, baby. That crap is so scary. When my daughter was a teenager, my home was pretty much a sanctuary for her friends, several of whom were gay or bi. And even then, when she finally came out to me, she was worried I'd hate her and send her to one of those places. Sweetheart, I could no more hate you for that, than I could hate you because of the color of your eyes. NTA. F those people. F homophobes that think being gay is something that needs to be cured in the first place. F people that think parents have any right to do that to their kids. Good on you for protecting him. Not to get all political, but I'm going to. The 11th Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that conversion therapy is somehow protected by the First Amendment. I can't even roll my eyes hard enough. It should be called what it is: torture. Then F the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals too. Right there with you. Just figured I should point it out. Opinion was written by 2 Trump appointees. That explains a lot right there. I wouldn't peg their ruling on a Trump appointee writing it. A Trump appointee also wrote the opinion in which held that gays, transgender, and other non-birth gender identifiers are protected from discrimination under Title VII employment law. Please actually read court opinions before judging their intents, as they're often sensible. Note, I do not support Trump. I like to keep facts regarding court decisions because they're too often written off. Web link. Trump, and Republican in general, judges will strongly trend towards a specific jurisprudence. That isn't changed by the occasional exception. I blame McConnell more than Trump. That pos has been stacking the courts for years. He wants to roll crap back to the 1930s. LGBTQ rights should not be something that people consider political. It should be about being a decent human being. It blows my mind that "don't be a effing bigot" is treated like a political issue by so many people. F that. Oh, and that line right-wing nuts like to trot out about "you need to tolerate my intolerance if you're so tolerant"? No. Just no. Tolerating intolerance is in itself intolerance. The issue with why it's still legal in the US is in part because everybody has different opinions on what it means to be a decent human being, and even the majority opinion has changed over the years, as well as freedom of choice to believe what a decent person is. It's a big part of the issue with many laws in many countries. People's perspective changes faster and easier than the laws, so it takes those years to catch up, and getting rid of crusty politicians who are stuck in the past. There's no opinion involved when it comes to whether treating other people like crap because of things they have no control over is being a decent human being. As for why the conversion camps are legal, opinions again are irrelevant. They literally torture children. These people believe God trumps all secular laws they don't want to follow. Isn't it funny how these people care so much about the Second Amendment but don't give a crap about the First? The thing is, they are political, and require political response in order for the level of protections that bigots prove time and time again are necessary. However, we should not lose sight that they are first and foremost a humanitarian issue. It's not like we're talking about a congestion tax, we're talking about the rights of human beings. If you believe in politics that enable the abuse or strips the rights of a group of people, you better damn well be able to discuss them. So if someone brings up "I don't want to get into politics" in the case of something like LGBT rights, it's signaling to me that they're too immature of a person to be willing to talk about humanitarian rights and hiding behind polite conversation. Plenty of times politics is about things that are very important, or vitally crucial for individuals. Just because they have politics attached doesn't mean you can avoid discussing them. I'm bi, but honestly it is politics. It genuinely fits some of the definitions of the word. Politics, the activities associated with the governance of a country or other area, especially the debate or conflict among individuals or parties having or hoping to achieve power. Activities within an organization that are aimed at improving someone's status or position and are typically considered to be devious or divisive. Yet another discussion of office politics and personalities. The assumptions or principles relating to or inherent in a sphere, theory, or thing, especially when concerned with power and status in a society. The politics of gender, political, relating to the government or the public affairs of a country. If it wasn't political, we never would have had to fight for our rights to begin with. Rights aren't just some magic concept that people follow for no reason. All rights are politics. You wouldn't have any rights at all without politics. Politics are what determine not only what rights there are and who gets them, but politics also determine how rights are observed and protected. The problem isn't that people see this as a political issue when it isn't. The real problem is that people see politics as a dirty word and want to avoid talking politics as it can be divisive. Politics affect literally every single aspect of your life. We need to get comfortable talking about it with each other. Ignoring and avoiding politics is just directly giving power to corrupt politicians. The 11th Court is a federal-level court. They determined that it is within the rights of an adult to go to these camps and that it wouldn't be legal for them to say otherwise. Unfortunately, this means that parents can send kids to these camps as well as their guardians. Your state could make this practice illegal or put greater restrictions and oversight on these programs if they wanted. Which they won't, since all your politicians are religious. If you're going to roll your eyes at the government and be mad about laws, you have to place the blame where it belongs. Half the point of the USA is that the states get to make decisions for themselves about a lot of things. Also, before someone DMs me, nothing here said these camps were good or moral, so F off. I found that they aren't legal. In fact, there are some states that have banned them. Web link. That's the thing. The 11th Circuit ruled one of those state bans is unconstitutional. It's not applied to the whole country yet, just the part of the country covered by the 11th Circuit, Southeast states. They are technically legal, but you can't force a minor to attend. The First Amendment guarantees freedom of speech, not the freedom to torture. F the law, F the government, and F anyone who tries to make this torture acceptable. NTA, Op. That's not political. That is factual and people can Google it too, laughing out loud, smiley face. Yes. Op, keep protecting him. I'm honestly astounded that his parents are the instigators of this. It should have been their job, but they failed. Please, keep him safe and help him set up somewhere away from them in their clutches. NTA. Don't forget F whoever outed Jake. The way his parents responded was horrendous, but someone decided to put him in that situation. You need to call the police since the camp people are trying to kidnap him. They know he doesn't want to go but keep showing up. He needs a restraining order on these people. This is very sinister. If the camp people show up again, call the police. Take pictures, document everything. Ask Jake to write down every time they've come to get him and if there's other witnesses. You're NTA, in fact you're a saint to protect Jake from his clearly dangerous family and even took him to a lawyer. Jake didn't and doesn't feel safe because he clearly isn't. There's a cultish organization following him and trying to kidnap him. Jake clearly can't trust the rest of the family, so please keep supporting him until he gets on his feet. Edit, thank you for the gold. It's my first one ever. Edit 2, thanks everyone for all the awards, wasn't expecting it at all. This. Restraining order ASAP. Absolutely, the sooner the better. He should file one against his parents ASAP. These camp people aren't above kidnapping him the first chance they get. It's been done many times. He needs a paper trail leading to his parents so if he gets snatched the police have a viable lead. That would be best too. They don't have his best interests at heart at all. Who knows what they're capable of? It's best that they know as little as possible about Jake's whereabouts. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.